Okay, jumping in. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg. Representing Team Falcons, it is Rogue. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our fresh best of 5. Coming into this, welcome once again to Amygdala. And once again, we should talk about Rogue's preferred playstyle. We spoke about it at the start of the PvZ series. May as well talk about it here as well. Rogue, he's very fond of going into lurker tech. He's very fond of playing defensive, playing safe, and even turtling at times, and even missing his own timing attacks, I would say, and missing opportunities to just slow the game down, max out on lurker tech, and go for Nidus play. He's very fond of that, as you saw in the previous game, in ZVT. He's very fond of that in ZVP as well. Not saying he'll do that every game, but more often than not, that's kind of the trajectory that he does like to go in, especially on these larger maps like Amygdala. So we'll see if that's the case here. We'll see if MaxPax can shut him down ahead of time. We'll keep an eye on our players. For now, Gate expanded to Cybercore. Likewise, Rogue going Hatch Gas Pool. So far, standard openers. Oh, hello, Shiva Bastard. Hello. Yes, just in time. When it comes to Rogue's style, all the top pro players are familiar. They all know his tendencies, they all know what he likes. I mean, Rogue, he's very distinct compared to the other Zerg players, compared to Dark, compared to Shin, Solar as well. So Rogue, he does have, I would say, a reputation, which MaxPax is fully aware of, I'm sure. And because that MaxPax, he can take two different approaches. He can either try to race Rogue to the late game and try to beat him there and get into Skytoss, or we could see MaxPax try to kill Rogue ahead of time and try to break him. I would say that the latter is more difficult, just because Rogue does play very defensive typically in this matchup. So we'll see how MaxPax will approach this, assuming that Rogue does open up like Fast Lair into earlier gases, into Ling Hydra, into Lurker Tech. That's what I'm leaning towards, but we'll see. For now, getting to his third base on the way. Likewise, Stargate open out of MaxPax. This typically leads into Oracles, into a third base as well, into an economic start. Hello, Panyo, hello. MaxPax does poke in. Let's poke in. Does pull away. And we have our first unit of choice. It is going to be the Oracle. So Oracle out of the Stargate. So far, so good. Oracles are on the way. They shut down the first Overlord. And Rogue, he does confirm additional Oracle production. So just standard setup. Standard setup here at a MaxPax. From here, Rogue is going to be joining, saturating. MaxPax, he doesn't go for an early Twilight Council as the base is well underway. So it looks like a standard setup here into Twilight Council, into Forge, into +1 and Blink. So everything looking as it should. Likewise, Rogue is still droning. We are still yet to determine, is he going to open up Evo Chamber, Roach Warren, or Fast Lair? What are we going for? MaxPax does zip in. Do you see what I see? As the Oracles, they do get into the middle line, 3 drones go down. I don't see a Forge. Uh-oh. Twilight Council has been thrown down once the Overlord got sniped. Okay, delayed Forge here by MaxPax, but it's still going to be on the way, so this should not be Glaives. Should not be Glaives. From here, we should be seeing Blink into a more aggressive setup, or we could open up Charge, which I'm not too fond of on a larger map. There we go. Blink is on the way. So earlier Blink here from MaxPax. Red up satiated to the mineral line, getting 3 drone kills so far, not bad. Getting it to 4. And potentially a 5th drone as well. Oh, does shade away. Oracles once again, they rotate, getting up to 7. Oh god, we're getting too much. This is getting out of hand. Getting up to 11 drone kills, and MaxPax, he may just turn this into a 3-base all-in. How many gates so far? So far, I believe 4. Yeah, 4 gateways. We'll see if he goes for a gateway explosion. Again, early blink means he can be active earlier on with these stalkers. He can support it with these oracles, and we may double down. We'll see if MaxPax takes gases. We'll see if he takes his gases. We'll see if he does take up. Here come additional gateways. I'm expecting even more, but we'll see. And slings, they pick off a couple of probes. A couple of workers go down. So far, just getting up to 6 gates. Nothing crazy yet. Stalkers, they poke out. They catch a queen. Oh, flash transfuse. Flash transfuse, 1 queen does fall. Once again, poking into the middle line, getting 1 more drone. And MaxPax, yeah, takes gases. Okay, so only 6 gateways, takes his gases, which means he's getting ready for a 4th expansion, getting ready to take up. From here, he can go into either Storm or Colossus. We have the answer, Temple Archives into Storm. So MaxPax is playing out a standard game. He is not going for an all-in. I would say that MaxPax does have a lead. He has done a lot of damage early on, but he's not going to double down on it. He's not going to go for the kill. He will play this out. Once again, that positioning here with the oracles, shaving up more lings. MaxPax being very efficient. And we should soon be seeing an expansion with the army. As MaxPax is moving in, does spot the 4th expansion. Catches an Overlord. And Rogue, he is struggling here. There's the Nexus, there's the 4th. And expanding with the push. And Rogue is in a really brutal position. I wouldn't blame Rogue if he just commits into an all-in. Rogue, he's not droning. He's not droning, he's not saturating, not yet. He's massing up pure Ling Hydra. There's 1 worker on the way, so we'll see if he does actually committed to droning up. But he is behind. Okay, he's out of stasis, not bad. It was just 1 drone. Yeah, it was just 1 drone to be fully saturated on 3 bases. So 63 workers for now. 20 more links on the way. Yeah, Rogue is going for the all-in. So 3-base all-in here by Rogue. No shield. No, actually, 1 cannon. 1 cannon here at the expansion. Hydras are exposed. Nice pickups. Storm is almost ready, and Storm will finish up in time to defend against the all-in. Oh boy. So things are looking rough here for Rogue. There is still potential. If the Storms don't connect, then maybe Rogue can actually get on top of the High Templar. There is a chance. As that is a lot of Banelings. Can he avoid the Storms? Oh, High Templar exposed. There's the first Storm. There's 3 Storms left. 3 Storms remaining. Rogue collapsing in. There's the second Storm. There's 2 Storms left. Banelings, they don't quite make it through. A very nice stasis. As there's 1 Storm remaining here in the back line. There it is on the Hydras. Lingbane gets dealt with. And MaxPax, he holds the line. Charge ults, they do tank a lot of shots here. Archon moving in as well. Say that, Rogue gaining some ground. Not much though. Yeah, not much. Here come the Zealots. The Hydras will go down. GG gets called as Rogue. He runs into a brick wall. He fails the all-in, and MaxPax will take game number 1. Whew. GG. And again, the all-in just made sense there, just because Rogue sustained so much damage early on. He lost like 15 drones in the early game to Adept harass, to Oracle harass as well. The damage was brutal at the start of the game. So because of that, at this level of play, if you sustain that damage, you can't macro out of that. You can't macro out of that unless you're able to go for a Ling run by or a Baneling run by or some kind of counter tactic equalize. If you're unable to pull that off, then an all-in makes the most sense. Otherwise, you're just playing from behind. Playing from behind, your opponent will be able to max out sooner, take up sooner. So the all-in did make sense, but as you saw, MaxPax, he was well prepared, and he didn't he wasn't too greedy either. Remember, MaxPax, he took his time when it came to expanding. Took his time claiming the 4th base. He was first taking up into Storm, extra gateways, extra warp-ins. MaxPax did make sure he was safe behind it. And with that, that leads us here into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom, in the top right-hand corner here of Starchild, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Falcons. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can make a series out of this. It is Rogue. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Danish Brothers player, the Red Brothers, representing Sidestorm Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is MaxPax. We go. Oh, asking about Shiva Blaster. Yes, yes. He's told us the lore and his name before. TV show The League. I've yet to watch it. I think I just first assumed it was related to Final Fantasy, which is not the case. But now that we do have our Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of Rogue. Standard opener. Likewise, we do see MaxPax going for his own gate expand. Close-ish game. I mean, a lot of it came down to the early game aggression. As we mentioned, as soon as we saw MaxPax get, it was 11 drone kills in 1 moment, and even more drone kills before that. Again, around like 15 or 16 worker kills, like that had sealed the deal for Rogue, where he just had to commit. I mean, I guess there are other options you can go for. It's either going for an all-in or being hyper greedy and maybe going for the gold. True, that would have been another option to like try to rush into the gold base to use that economy to help support you and help catch up. Otherwise, going for mass counterattacks to try to deal some equalizing damage. Technically, there are options. So we have MaxPax going for his own Stargate. So Stargate open out of MaxPax once again. And we'll see if we do open up in a similar fashion. Like Oracle opener into a 3rd base, triple Oracle, into Blink Stalker. And of course, welcome one and all to Starchild. Starchild being one of the larger maps in the map pool. A very large map, likewise very accessible as well when it comes to the 3rd base, the 4th base, in between the natural and the 3rd. A lot of avenues of attack. Does make it more difficult to turtle, which we'll appreciate. And we'll see if Rogue can get into his own game, as he was denied that in the last game, right? We mentioned earlier that Rogue, he thrives in more defensive play with taking up into lurker tech. In a longer macro game, he was denied that in game 1. We'll see if he can get there in game 2. Oh. Gets an adept. Takes down 1. Oracle moves out. Second adept will fall. Nice cleanup here out of Rogue. Nice cleanup so far. Oracle does move into the bases. Oh, the Spore is not ready. Oh god, the Spore isn't ready. We get 1, we get 2, we get 3 drone kills. Not a bad start here for MaxPax. Again, the Spore was delayed. Behind this, that is a very early Twilight Council gateway explosion before the 3rd base. This does scream Glaive Adepts. Now, if we were casting Hero, I would say, this could be Blink. So if Hero were here, this could be Blink. This could be into a 3-base all-in with H-Gate Blink Stalker. But as we're casting MaxPax, this most likely should be Glaive Adepts. As Oracle pokes in, Oracle pokes away. Oh, never. Hero, is that you? Never mind. Okay, good thing we brought it up. So early blink here again. This is a build that Hero popularized quite some time ago, and it is a very unique build. Now, what this does here is it does mean two things. One, blink is going to be done real fast and real quick. Does allow you to defend against an all-in if Rogue were to go for a roach-based all-in. The other thing though is because your stalkers come online that much sooner, you can be more aggressive with them, and you can double down and go for a gateway explosion up to 8 gateways. And you can turn this into a 3-base all-in. So we'll see how committed MaxPax is going to be, bearing in mind that this blink timing is going to be faster than the blink timing of last game. So here we go. And of course, late forge. Late forge for later +1. You can see MaxPax already starting to move out. Now Rogue, he does spot this. As he sees the move out, Lings, they move in towards the left-hand side. There is an Oracle back at him to defend. MaxPax is hunting down Overlords. Lings, they poke in. They pull away. There's 14 more Lings in production. MaxPax applying some pressure. Nothing major. Rogue, he's taking up. And from the side of MaxPax, I'm waiting to see if he takes his gases. Does he take his gases? Does he go for a gateway explosion? What are we going for? As Lings, they do attempt this around. Plenty of oracles to defend. MaxPax, he holds his own. Takes his gases. Okay, he's taking his gases. He is taking up. And once again, working towards Storm. So we have a similar trajectory as last game. So MaxPax is not going for the all-in. With early blink, he is being very aggressive and he's getting damage, getting overlords, denying creep. But you can see here that he doesn't double down. He doesn't reinforce, or he doesn't, I should say, go for a gateway explosion. He does reinforce with his stalkers, and we'll see if he can apply some pressure to the 4th base. But again, he's not being too committed. Hydras are on the way. Without Hydras, this 4th base is in a bit of trouble here. Lings, they commit. Stasis goes off. There's one more. Up! Does finish. It will. Yeah, Stasis does connect. Brutal Stasis here on the Lings. And with that, MaxPax will maintain this position. He does push forward. Behind this charge on the way. No Storm yet. Does have the Temple Archives, I believe. Hydras are revealed. And Storm should be on the horizon, as MaxPax is claiming a 4th base. So far trading well. Yep, there we go. Storm is on the way. Now, this is a little bit different here. Now, as a reminder, I'm referring to and comparing to last game. MaxPax, this 4th base is faster. There's a faster 4th base. It is a later Storm this time. Bear that in mind. But thankfully for MaxPax, Rogue is droning. Rogue, he's actually droning up this time. So MaxPax, he will get away with the faster 4th and with the later Storm. MaxPax, he should be okay. Speaking of being okay, we did refer to what Rogue prefers in ZVP, how he does enjoy going into a more defensive style into Mass Lurker. There it is, Lurker production is on the horizon. So Rogue is taking up into Lurkers. He's not there yet, but he's heading in that direction. Rogue, he knocks down those rocks. MaxPax getting in position. Remember, Storm is not yet done. But at the same time, Rogue is droning. So he's only posturing, puffing up his chest, clearing up the center of the map, and saturating. Now, who do we favor coming into this kind of game state? Rogue, he is able to drone up, that's true, but I would say these workers are a little bit later. So he is saturating on 4 bases. But Rogue is still lacking a comparable army. He still doesn't have the Lurker Den, it just now finishes. So I do favor MaxPax's army. He has a lot of Storm. There's a lot of Storm. Rogue coming in from behind, coming in for a surround. Storms, they do connect. Yeah, massive Storms on the Hydras. Oh my god. A lot of Hydras do go down, but alas, that was the final Storm. I spoke too soon. Another High Templar comes in. Storm pops up. There's one Storm left. Does connect on the Hydras. And Rogue holds. Rogue, never mind, there's zealots in the main. At the same time, Charge, let's say, just warped into the main base. 16 drones just went down, and Rogue, he is torn apart. MaxPax takes the game. GG, well played. Just before Lurker Tech. Lurker Den did finish, Hive was finishing up, but just before Rogue can enjoy his Lurkers, he is going to be broken. Did barely hold on against the main army, and I was wondering, where were the Zealot reinforcements across the map? They were in a War Prism across the map in the main base. GG, well played. MaxPax will take the 2-0, and we'll see if Rogue can ever get into his Lurkers. He was almost there. He was on the doorstep of Lurker Tech map. He was almost there, but not quite. Didn't quite make it, and I don't see that happening coming into our next map. Up next, I believe we're going to be getting into Killer's Mile. Killer's Mile is, of course, as you mentioned, is a more aggressive map. You can be very aggressive, very assertive on 3 bases, and we'll see if Rogue can survive the aggression of MaxPax. Did Rogue have to leave? Yes, everything was dying. We had charge ults in the main base, and I believe there were zealots hitting the 4th base as well. It was happening at the same time. It was happening towards the end, I should say. Dark would have said 100%. I don't think I would say that assertion at all. Here we go. So we are getting into our next game. Getting into game 3. Whew. And we'll see if Rogue can survive. We'll see if he can make it to his Lankers, baby. I'm not as confident. If we were loading into some of these larger maps, then for sure. I feel like Star Child was maybe the best option, the best opportunity for Rogue. But here we go. We're getting to our next game, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Killer's Mile, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Falcons, down in the series, down quite heavily. We'll see if he can make a series out of this. As one more loss, and he is out. Or he's down to the decided match. It is Rogue. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Storm Gaming, 1 game away from claiming the series and from advancing out of the group into the playoffs. It is MaxPax. Here we go. And welcome one all to Killer's Mile. Killer's Mile, again, is a unique map. On the one hand, we do have a bit of a more secure natural because of the ramp. True, there is a ramp coming into the natural. It's very narrow as well, so that does make it more defendable. But at the same time, the 3rd base is nowhere near as defendable. We do see a massive opening here in towards the 3rd. Likewise, the 4th base is very similar in that aspect as well. We have seen a lot of successful attacks and all-ins at both of these locations. Even earlier today, we saw Rogue go for a 3-base all-in against Bjorn with Massive Roach on this map, also catching Bjorn off guard, also bringing him down. That was in game 1 of this series. But again, we've seen a lot of successful all-ins here on this map, and we'll see if either player does commit into that. At this point, we might see it from Rogue, potentially. I mentioned before that Rogue, he typically thrives in a longer, later game. We saw that against Bjorn, for example. Like, that's kind of the game state that Rogue thrives in, but he has to get there first. Meanwhile, we've seen something similar out of MaxPax every game so far in this series. He has been going for earlier blink. He's been going for earlier blink. I mean, last game was even earlier than game 1. True, but he has been going for these early blink stalker aggressive builds into Storm, and has been quite successful with it. We'll see if that continues. MaxPax does pull away. There's going to be a Stargate opener here from our Protoss once again. Stargate into Oracle. And we'll keep an eye on that Twilight Council timing. Keep an eye on it. Let's keep an eye. Likewise, both players just going to be saturating. Just trying to keep up. MaxPax threatening a shade. So far, MaxPax has been quite successful with his early Adept harass and Oracle harass as well. It's on Rogue to keep up. Slings a threat in the natural. Just looking to poke in. First link does go down. Oracles are on the way. Rogue, he does come in for the surround though. Doesn't quite get it. And MaxPax does escape. Doesn't get many drone kills though. Doesn't get any actually. So a bit of a cleaner defense this time here by Rogue. He did invest into extra lings though, so he's going for a big link counter attack. Has potential if the Oracle's out of position, but for now MaxPax is back at home. I spoke too soon. Oracle moves out. As it moves out, lings are moving in. But as they get here, the Oracle comes out just in time to defend. MaxPax, he holds back at home. He gets across the map. Queens are in position. And the Oracle doesn't find much damage. So if I just trading against the lings. They get one drone. They denied the spore. Once again, nice whole position there out of the Oracle. And Rogue, he will defend, not without losing 10 lings and 1 drone, but still a better defense here from Rogue. We've seen a lot more rough defense here already in the series. As MaxPax is expanding, and this time going for a later Twilight Council. This should be into Blink. Now, this is a later Blink timing compared to last game, true. But Blink nonetheless. Into Forge, into +1. Rogue does go for his own early Roach Warren. Oh, never mind. I was about to say this is the first time we're seeing roaches out of Rogue in this series, but that is not the case. Does cancel, going for the Evo Chamber. MaxPax does confirm. And this should be Ling Hydra. Should be Ling Hydra out of Rogue. So +1 melee, into Lair, into Hydra Tech. Rogue is cutting corners. And once again, MaxPax is moving out. Now, this is a little bit riskier. As we mentioned, this Blink timing is going to be later here in Game 3 than previously. So MaxPax, he's vulnerable to a surround. That's also emphasizing the importance of these Oracles. These Oracles, they need to conserve their energy to make sure that that surround doesn't happen. Now pokes in, takes down the Overlord. Lings are building up. Good positioning here from MaxPax. Sets up the first stasis. Evo Chamber's under fire. We can see Rogue setting up with a surround. Oh, it doesn't bait out the stasis. That was close. Likewise, catching reinforcements. Remember, Blink is not done. One Stalker goes down. Massive pickup. He gets one. Evo Chamber, it does full. Denies +1. Uh-oh. And +1 is denied. Stasis goes off. MaxPax has to get the hell out of here. Let's pull away. Blink is now done. Rogue instead going for a counterattack, going for a run-by. Trying to catch reinforcements, and it looks like he will barely surround some of them. Up! Gets 2. And 2 soldiers get surrounded. Never mind. Blink does come into play. Whew. MaxPax, he gets away. He defends. And Rogue, he's not draining. Rogue, he did just lose +1. No saturation here at the 4th base. Rogue, he supply blocked. 4 Overlords in production. Massing up his Ling Hydra. And it looks like Rogue, he's going for the all-in. He's going for the all-in. Massing up Hydras. He's not droning whatsoever. Forget about the Lunkers. He's committing. Now, MaxPax, he is taking a 4th base. That's not going to come into play. Storm is in production. MaxPax, he does recognize there's no droning. Nice stasis. Very nice stasis. But I believe MaxPax did scout. I mean, he sees no droning, no saturation. With the revelation, he sees that there's no workers at the expansion. He pulls away. Yep, we have a wall of cannons, shield batteries, more static defense. Oracle pokes in. MaxPax, he checks. He confirms. Yeah, big moment here. This is all to confirm no saturation. And now he knows it's just a pure all-in. MaxPax is where Storm is now done. Storm is ready. Speaking of, oh! Storm is coming in. Stasis goes off. Oh my gosh. A brutal stasis on the Lings. Lings, they get shut down. Does take a massive stasis to the face. It's what, 5 high tempo in total. We're going down to what, 2, soon to be 3 storms. Stasis not baited. First stasis runs out. Lings, they get caught once again. Storms, we get some decent storms on the Hydras. A little bit trigger happy. We're down to 1 storm currently. And 1 storm left over. Hydras, they start to step in. We're holding onto that storm, and GG gets called. Rogue, he doesn't break through. At the same time, another Zealot run, every time. Another Zealot run by, and with that GG, MaxPax, he holds, he defends, and MaxPax, he will claim the series at 3-0. GG. GG, well played. Both in game 2 and in game 3, in the midst of the attack that's happening, where Rogue, he was all in across the map. We did miss it. Rogue missed it as well. Zelta were just killing everything. They were just killing everything. There were drones that were going down. And of course, the all-in was failing as well. GG. GG, well played. With that, MaxPax, he will claim the series, and MaxPax is the first player to make it through the group stage into the playoffs out of Group D. GG. GG, well played. Whew. Again, MaxPax has claimed the series. I will say that Ryung had a very strong showing against MaxPax. If you missed it, Ryung, he almost 2-0'd MaxPax. I'm still thinking about Amygdala. I'm still thinking about that Amygdala series. It was that Amygdala game. It was crazy. But MaxPax had a much stronger showing here against Rogue. Very strong, very dominant. Ooh, as that takes us into the elimination match, it's going to be a TVT up next between Ryung and Byung. Let's go. Now, if you're a fan of Rogue, do not worry. Rogue, he's still in the tournament. He's still in the group stage. He is still here. And he is waiting for his next Terran opponent. Has that got you covered? Are setting up. Max actually would never do a Zealot run. Kappa. But with that, GG well played. We're going to be going on a short break. Very short break here. As we will be back. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with the elimination match with that best of 5 at TVT. See you soon. See you soon, Batman. See you soon.